The Wizard Who Couldn't Stop Sneezing. Once upon a time in a village, there was a wizard who couldn't stop sneezing. He would sneeze and poof, a tree would appear in the middle of the river. He would sneeze and poof, his beard would turn green, and every time he did, the cartoon villagers would scream and panic. But it wasn't their fault. It was the wizard's fault because he wouldn't control his magic. "Stop messing around, Gerald," said the wizard's wife. "If you can't control your magic, you shouldn't be doing spells." I know, said the wizard. Gerald, embarrassed. "It's just that I have these spells to cast and I need to practice them. If I don't practice, I'll forget." And sure enough, if Gerald didn't practice his spells, he would forget them. See? The problem was, he had taken this stupid job very seriously. He wanted to be the greatest wizard that ever existed. So he studied hard, day and night, learning powerful spells and casting them over and over again until they became second nature. And for the most part, he succeeded. All except for one spell, the one where he was supposed to transform a pumpkin into a carriage. Every time he cast that spell, instead of turning into a carriage, the pumpkin would turn into something else, like a bird or a fish or once a very angry badger. And then, of course, the whole village would panic. But today was a very important day. Today, the king was visiting the village, and Gerald really wanted to impress him. So he put on a brave face and tried to focus all his magic into a tiny ball so he could transform the pumpkin into a carriage without any funny accidents. But unfortunately, Gerald accidentally sneezed right into the pumpkin and poof, the pumpkin turned into a frog. "Oh, great," said Gerald. "Just what I wanted, a giant talking frog." And the frog said, "Hey, that's not very nice. I may be ugly and slimy and have a big tongue, but at least I'm not a complete klutz." Then the frog hopped away into the forest. Gerald sighed. There was no way he was going to get the spell right in time for the king's visit, which meant he was going to have to tell his wife that he was quite ready to be a royal wizard yet. Then suddenly, a beautiful woman stepped out from behind a tree. "Don't worry, Mr. Wizard," she said. "I know a spell that will cure your sneezing fits." "Oh, really?" said Gerald. "And who might you be?" "You can call me Princess Fiona," she said. "Now hold out your hand, Mr. Wizard." So Gerald held out his hand and Fiona placed a small crystal on his palm. "Now close your hand around the crystal and squeeze tight. Don't let go until I tell you to." Fiona then waved her magic wand and said, "Abracadabra." Suddenly, the crystal in Gerald's hand began to glow brightly. And then he felt all the magic inside him being sucked right into the crystal. "No, don't do that!" Gerald cried. But it was too late. The crystal was filling up with his magic, and Fiona was beginning to glow. An evil grin spread across her face. "I am the most powerful witch in the kingdom," she cackled, "and your magic is going to help me become even more powerful." She flung the crystal into the air and caught it with both hands. Then she pointed her wand at Gerald and said, "You're next." But before she could do anything, Gerald sneezed. And when he did, Fiona accidentally dropped the crystal. She tried to catch it, but she was too late. It slipped through her fingers and fell to the ground with a loud crash. As soon as the crystal hit the floor, it shattered into a million pieces, and all of Gerald's magic came flooding back to him. At the same time, Fiona screamed as she lost all her power and transformed into a very ugly troll. "What have I done?" she cried, looking at her reflection in a nearby puddle. Gerald felt bad. Even though she had tried to steal his magic and become the most powerful witch in the kingdom, under that hideous exterior, he could see that she was really a kind and gentle soul. So Gerald did the only thing he could do. He took a deep breath and said, "Well, here goes nothing!" He pointed his finger at Fiona and said, "Leck, lick, flibbit, fizzy," and poof, Fiona was transformed into a beautiful white rabbit. "Oh, thank you, Mr. Wizard," she said. "I've always wanted to be a rabbit." And with that, the rabbit hopped away down the path, leaving Gerald to ponder how he had become the hero of the village, all because of a sneeze. The end.